Sitting in a parking lot and not getting any orders is one of the most frustrating parts of being a Walmart Spark driver. Anytime this happens, you question whether it's your phone, whether it's the app, or it's just those pesky hackers again. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to figure out whether it's your phone or the app. I'm going to take you through a checklist of things that you can do whenever you're not getting any orders on Walmart Spark. And stay tuned to the end of the video to learn what to do when it seems like the problem is neither the phone nor the app. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. But first, let's start with the things that you shouldn't do because they may actually make things worse. So number one, don't call support. That's just a waste of time. They don't answer questions like they used to. They won't tell you what store is busier. They won't tell you whether your phone is a problem and whether they've been sending you orders or not. They are no help anymore, and it's just a waste of your time. Number two, don't ask OGP or any of the Walmart workers. Like, half of them have no idea what Spark is or how it works. Worst case scenario, you're just gonna get banned. Instead, here's a checklist of things that you can do to troubleshoot the issue when you're not getting any orders on Walmart Spark. And please note that none of these options will fix the potential issue of your market just being oversaturated, of you just being at the most oversaturated store in an oversaturated market. But let's cross that bridge when we come to it. So the first thing on the roadmap is to actually check how busy it is on the Spark heat map in the app. Now, they recently updated this to show real-time data, they say. Let me know if you've noticed this change or not in the comments down below. But if that store has heat, then there's a potential for it to be busy. Also, another thing that we want to check is the actual schedule below the heat map. Now, in the past, this has just been kind of a snapshot of that specific day of the week that stays the same from week to week. Now, I don't know if they've changed that, but even if they haven't, human beings are actually just creatures of habit regardless, so it's not wrong. Now, another thing that you can check to see if that store is busy or not is that if that store also does Walmart orders on Uber Eats and you open the Uber Eats app, you can check if it's hot there on the app, if it's showing red or whatnot on their little heat map. And while you're in the Uber Eats app, you can also check to see if there's any opportunities. Now, I don't recommend taking those opportunities because those are literally some of the worst orders on Uber Eats, but I would just see if they're on there because that'll kind of give you a picture of volume for that store. Of course, you can see if you actually are getting any orders from Walmart on Uber Eats, because that could mean that those orders for some reason are not hitting on your Spark app, but Walmart is somehow popping out orders on Uber Eats. And then just to kind of double check your work, I recommend looking on the other side of the glass and opening the Walmart customer app, seeing if it's possible to make orders there, if they have availability to place an order in the immediate future or not. If they have immediate availability, it's probably not busy. But basically, you want to do your research and do multiple checks and see if the data tells you if that store is busy or not. And of course, don't forget to see if the data matches up with the good old eyeball test. Be sure that if the data says it's busy, the store actually looks busy. But if it is busy and you see that it's busy and you just seem to be the only one not getting orders there, then I recommend doing the things I'm about to tell you about and see if you start getting orders again. So first, you want to start with checking your phone for issues. Of course, I got to start with the classic. Have you tried turning it off and then turning it back on again? Now, this goes for both your phone as well as the Walmart Spark app. Now, when it comes to restarting your phone, only you know what phone you got. I'm not going to come to your job and tell you how to flip your burgers. But when it comes to restarting the app, first off, if you're on Apple, I really have nothing for you. I'm an Android guy, at least as far as it comes to my cell phone. But actually, I do got something for the Apple people later on in here. Stay tuned for that. But as far as my Android people go, here's what you want to do when it comes time to restarting your app. You want to select the app and go to the app info or the app settings for the Walmart Spark app. Once you're in there, you want to force stop the app. Then you want to go to the clear cache, and then you want to go reopen and restart the app. Now, the other thing that you want to try doing is logging out or signing out of the Walmart Spark app and then signing back in again. Now, before you sign out of the Walmart Spark app, make sure you know your password. I'm just telling you for a friend. Now, this is also a fix that seems to work in other scenarios. Just the other day, I was delivering for Spark and I was delivering at a resort, and the address is at the front of the resort, but the room was like at the back end of the resort. So basically it said I wasn't anywhere near the GPS. I had to call Spark and have support close it out, but somehow I still couldn't move on to the second delivery of the double order by signing out of the app and then signing back in again. Basically, it fixed the issue and I was able to move move on. So that's a fix for multiple issues. Keep that in mind. Now, personally, my favorite Galaxy Brain order of operations is basically first you log out of the app and then you go and you force close the app, you clear the cache, you reopen the app, you log back in the app. Ideally that works. If it doesn't, then you move on to step 2, which is using some of the actual troubleshooting functions inside the Spark app. First, check if the battery optimization is turned off. If battery optimization is turned on, it prevents you from getting notifications. Speaking of notifications, do the troubleshooting and the test notifications. Another thing that seems to work for fixing bugs in the Walmart Spark app, for whatever reason, is changing zones. This also works for if you've ever opened the Walmart Spark app, you try to look at the heat map, and you don't see a little bar at the bottom that has the times. For whatever reason, if you change zones and then you change it back to your original zone again, it fixes that. You can see the time bars there. So sometimes there may be an impact by fixing that and also fixing your ability to get orders. I don't know why that is, but Walmart gonna Walmart. And then last but not least, one of the things that I do when I'm not getting orders is turning off my Wi-Fi and making sure that I'm not on the Walmart Spark networks or anybody nearby's networks and just using my cell signal only. Now, I used to think that being on the store Wi-Fi was better because I was closer to the store. But what I noticed is that whenever I'm on the store Wi-Fi, my signal seems weaker. I don't get as good as reception. I don't get as good as internet. And of course, if I'm not getting good reception and getting good internet, I'm probably more likely to miss out on orders as well. Now, for the Apple people, there is one thing I do have for you, as I mentioned earlier, something that you may want to try, as this happened to a friend of mine who was having issues getting orders, who had an Apple iPhone, is that basically a couple months back after an Apple update, my buddy stopped getting orders. And after speaking with support, he found out that sometimes on Apple phones, the Spark updates, there's a delay getting them because with Apple, there's iPhone or App Store approval process that every app update has to get through first before it can be pushed to the phones. And if there's any hiccups with that process, it's going to delay the Spark app from getting updated on iPhones. The other thing that happened around this time is that a new iPhone had been released. So there were apparently multiple versions of the Apple iOS. Spark was made to run correctly on one version of iOS, but on the other. And depending on what phone you had, and you had to match it up with the right Spark version. And it was a whole bunch of mess. And basically, after a couple days of not getting orders, he decided to just get an Android phone. Just find the cheapest Android phone he could find. I think it said it was like $20 or $25. And I know he made his money back that same day. But before you go through any drastic steps like that, I would recommend at least checking the Reddit forums, because anytime there's Walmart Spark apps issues that are widespread, you can basically see multiple posts about them. For whatever reason with Spark, whenever they drop a new version of the app, things seem to get broken or go wrong. On days like this, I tend to just switch off Spark and switch on other apps, but your mileage may vary. Also, in addition to the R Spark Drivers Reddit forum, I think there's like also a R Spark Drivers Discord. The Discord server is pretty similar to Reddit. If you do all these things I mentioned in this video and you're still having issues, still not getting orders, you still can't get down to the bottom of whether it's the app or whether it's your phone, I recommend just switching to food delivery, using DoorDash, Uber Eats, or whatever your second favorite app is. So if you got value from this video, do me a favor and give it a like. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel as well. And if you want to learn more about how to get more orders on Walmart Spark, then watch this video now.